of late and after a long day, but welcome to Makeup Monday. This is Monday the 31st of August 2020, and we are going to be going through the empties of the month. Another month done of 2020. Anything that moves this year along? Actually got some sad news today because that's all we get in 2020, it seems. But we're gonna go through some good news of using products up in our empty. So the beginning of this is going to be these things. These are sample products. If you want to get a more in-depth review, come back next Monday where I'm going to be doing the dedication to my samples, where I go through 2 weeks of putting the time in to make sure I use my samples so that they don't store up. Right now I'm just going to quickly go through them and say yay or nay on them, and if you want to see more in depth about the samples, you can go to that video. And I'll try to remember to link it in here, although knowing my YouTube history, that's unlikely, just to be transparent. So I have this Fun Things Always Happen After Sunset. It's the After Sunset perfume sample from Kilian. This has blackcurrant, lychee, and rose scents, but the problem is they chemically overpower and thus lessen each other, and it's not a bad scent when they come together. Instead of having a high note of blackcurrant, lychee, and rose as an ending note, it just seems like they all happen at once, and it just becomes a weak scent from all of them. Again, the combination isn't bad, just not my thing. The Mario Badescu Moisture Magnet SPF 15. This was fine. I threw it in with some foundations that don't have SPF, so having that was a nice boost. Not impressed enough with it to use it, like, buy the full size. And this is for combination dry and sensitive skin. Oily skin people beware. Then we have the Mario Badescu Hydrating Hand Cream. Overall, this was an okay hand cream. My problem with this was specifically that it comes in this satchel. Like, once I open this, and they have the capability of making tubes in the sample size, that would have been so much more convenient for this. How I had to just leave it at home and just try to use it at night. It took forever for me to go through that sample. It was a nice hand cream, but the poopy packaging made it be a lot more inconvenient than it needed to be. Then we have a Spice Bomb from Viktor and Rolf. Excuse me. From Viktor and Rolf. I got 2 of these bad boys in sample form, wherever they went to in this bag. And it starts off very like alcohol, so I'm not really getting the scent, and then I wore it today. It ends up being nice and sweet, and so it's a nice perfume. It's a nice cologne, but it's just, I prefer Flower Bomb. Speaking of Flower Bomb by Viktor and Rolf, one of my absolute favorite perfumes of all time. I've had this sample forever. This was a 200-point perk or something way too long ago, longer than I care to admit. But I finally dedicated to using it up. And again, it's my favorite scent, so of course I enjoyed that. Something I did not enjoy so much were these First Aid Beauty facial pads. They are supposed to be for exfoliating, toning, and brightening. Didn't do anything on my skin. They're very astringent, not a big fan. And having this little flap, that wasn't secure at all. So the last few pads ended up drying out. Then these are the Mario Badescu Celluform drops. Again, how am I supposed to drop out of a satchel like this? It just comes out as a cream, though, as opposed to something liquid and droppable. So I guess that works. And I like them. I'm not going to buy them in full size, but they were fine for having as a sample. Nice that I had them. Seaweed Night Cream. Because this is so thick of a cream, I always end up going for something that I can use as a day or night moisturizer as opposed to just a night cream. Although it does do a very good job. It does leave some of the dry spots a little bit patchy, like they don't absorb enough. I need something a little bit, for as thick as it is, I would think that it should take care of my dry spots a little better than it did, just on that note. A really nice moisturizer that I just can't put the money to is the Rose Deep Hydration Face Cream. This keeps your skin nice and hydrated all day. I do enjoy it. Every time I can get it as a sample, I absolutely do. It's just, I just can't. That's not where I put my budgeted money when I am going to splurge or do a spending thing. It just doesn't go towards that moisturizer. I end up putting it towards something else. Then also a part of the 500-point perk from Fresh, which this was a part of, and then I have another sample that I spent 100-point perk on. This is the Soy Fresh Cleanser. This doesn't lather, it just comes out kind of clear, and it has an odd scent. It smells like soy. There you are. And it doesn't lather, very off-putting. Then there is, if you want a more uppity style of Noxzema, there's the Amore Pacific cleansing treatment. Had little exfoliating beads in it. It was okay. I liked using it, but it wasn't a miracle worker like my Origins Frothy Face Wash. I got a sample of that, and I keep buying it over and over and over. Then this is the Briogeo Farewell Frizz Milk Leave-In Conditioning Spray. This had a weird smell to it, and my long hair just did not get the hydration from this enough anywhere I put it, that I used it twice on all of my hair, but I just never got that moisture that my dry hair really needs. Then the last one I have in this little baggie is the Coco Cabana cream. This is wonderful. I just don't use, unless I'm actually focused and leaving myself notes to use lotion, I just don't use lotion very often. This smells like sunscreen. Not sunscreen, it smells like suntan lotion, which is a glorious smell. It's a great moisturizer. Not gonna spend the money on it though. Then gonna run through these really quickly. This is the rest of the empties. This is the Mango Orange Bubble Bath. Wasn't impressed by the bubbles. Normally the Equate brand bubbles that come like this are okay. The Ocean one is really good. The Vanilla Milk one is really good. This one wasn't too good at making bubbles, and they didn't last by any means. And then every time I used this with anything, it made the bathroom smell weird. It made me smell weird. This scent was just hard to meet with, even with other things that were mango citrus scented. Then go already repurchased full size bio oil. Best stuff on the planet. Will continue to repurchase. It helps with stretch marks on my body. It has helped take care of so many scars that I've gotten. There was a scar on my leg that I can't see anymore because I was using this on it while it was fresh. Best way to use that. And it noticeably gets rid of scars in a much shorter time than any other scar thing that I've ever had help. And it helps give hydration to my skin. And as I said, I'm not a dedicated lotion person, so that's definitely a need, a must, a love from me. Then I've had this before. This is the Hot Pore Care Heating Mask and Hydrating Cold Mask from Freeman Feeling Beautiful. 100% love this side of the mask. This is okay, but I have a full review of that, which I will link below if you want to see it. Same thing for this, the Sephora Freezing Mask. For $5.50 for a one-time use mask, this was pretty, it was gimmicky, but the gimmick worked, so I'm down with it. I did a full review of this as well, so I will do that. I have full reviews of masks because they're my favorite things in the world. This is the Freeman Feeling Beautiful Charcoal and Black Sugar Mask. As you can see, I've squeezed the peaches out of it, getting all of it out of there. I've repurchased this probably hundreds of times. If they had a bigger container of it, I would buy that. This is the aluminum-free Equate Beauty aluminum deodorant. This is supposed to compare to Tom's of Maine Honeysuckle Rose Natural Deodorant. The wild rose of this is an amazing scent. and I really love the fresh odor protection because it is a deodorant, not an antiperspirant, but I don't feel gross when I use it, and it actually feels like it's doing something, and it's a lot cheaper and cost efficient than the Tom's is. Then this is the Whole Blends Garnier Honey Treasures Repairing Conditioner. This is a nice conditioner. It really honestly is. I'm allergic to it. It makes my scalp itch terribly, and then I get dandruff every single time I used it. So I started doing this thing where I only used it on the long ends of my hair and then used a different conditioner on top of my head. Having to do that means not going to repurchase. I bought this many times over, the Body Clear Body Wash from Neutrogena. If you get acne or spots on your bottom, anything like that, use this. It works. I've had it forever, and that's why I keep buying it, because it keeps the skin that gets sweaty and you're always sitting when you're working out. If you do any kind of squats or anything, the back side of you is really what takes the abuse there. This is Chocolate Chai from Nat and Bee, the red tea sample. I got this from my store in town. Absolutely love this. Best red tea ever. Anything called Chocolate Chai, and it's caffeine free. It is delicious. It is wonderful, and I bought the full size like the next week. I loved it so much. I used up another voluminous L'Oreal Paris Lash Paradise, and this is in Blackest Black. I think the other one I bought was Black Noir. I can't tell the difference between the two, so I just grab whichever one is closest to me when I'm in the shop for it. Used up the Tea Tree Oil Toner Tab from Lush. I've used up 2 of those. They're really nice products. I wish there was a Lush closer to me because I would pick a couple of them up more often rather than having to buy online for them. And Lush is expensive, but they do good work. Then the Main Club Expert Procrastination and the Moisturizing Hair Mask. Repurchases over and over. Love the scents. Love what they do to my hair. And for drugstore $2 hair masks, yes please. Then this is a conditioner that I use most of the time. It is the Head & Shoulders Deep Moisture Color Safe. If you have dry hair, even if you don't color your hair, using color safe stuff gives you that extra moisture, because that's what it does for color treated hair. My salon person who cuts my hair, my stylist, she told me that. Then I used the Royalty Bath Bomb on my birthday. If it was a little more gold and a little less yellow, I would have loved it a lot more. But it was a nice smelling. It looks like a crown. And because it's Leo's birthday, I used the whole thing. And that's where that is. It was nice. It was a nice smell. Like I said, I would have preferred if it was... and it wasn't a bad yellow. It was a really bright, bold yellow. But I would have preferred it to be more gold as opposed to yellow. Then I've used up several of these. I'm on my 4th container of it. The Murad Invisiscar Resurfacing Treatment. I used up 2 of these. But one was from the month before, and I just couldn't find the bottle, and I recently found it. So I used one of them up within this month. But I do like it. My problem is I'm a picker. I know, I still haven't learned my lesson. I just... just like with biting my nails. Just, And I know. I'm sorry, I'm not perfect. And this I'm going to go into more depth with later. But this is the Bulgari Eau de Vert body wash and shampoo. If you know who Stephanie Plum is and you've read those books, then you probably know that this is Ranger's body wash, which is why I bought it. But I bought it in sample sizes. But I bought 3 of them. This is the Good Genes Lactic Acid Treatment from Sunday Riley. This came in some sort of a sample bag, I believe, and I had it forever, and I finally made myself use it. but it wasn't a part of the samples I was focusing on, so I kept it separate. And then I also have, oh, what is this? This is the replica beach walk. I didn't like this. It didn't smell like anything. And then I also used the Jack Black lip balm in black tea and blackberry. Favorite of mine, I'm currently using the grapefruit one. Best lip balm ever. I've repurchased it over and over again. The price has gone up almost every other year. The price has gone up on it by like a quarter. But because it is the best lip balm on the planet, I will continue to purchase it until one that is as effective with SPF 25 comes along. And that is the empties for the month. Thank you for spending these 16 to 18 minutes, whatever this video ends up being, with me, and I will see you later. Bye!